And this is the biggest thing. She says there's a lot of uncertainty, like you said, with the CBA, with the money, if we're even going to have a league next year, and then if people want to come back. We're trying to keep our core together, but when money is waving people's faces, you just never know. And so if we do, I think we just have to stay healthy, have to keep building day by day, and I think we have a good shot.
A WNBA player just sparked major panic across the basketball world. In a recent interview, Sophie Cunningham revealed unexpected concerns about next season, raising alarms about contract issues, league stability, and the future of the WNBA itself. This isn't rumor. It's coming directly from a player. Do you think the WNBA will even have a 2026 season? Or is the league headed for serious trouble?
Aspect negotiations, where she says, I think the last meeting was 2 weeks ago. I know our execs are talking with their people every single day. I don't think there's been much movement. I think there's at least communication is the biggest thing for us, but normally we don't have meetings unless something big is happening or if they need to update us what they're talking about. And so it's been 2 weeks and we haven't had one, so I'm not sure where they're at. But for us players, I think we're standing strong on what we want.
Sophie Cunningham just said what everyone's been whispering but afraid to admit. In her interview with Front Office Sports, she openly acknowledged real uncertainty about whether the WNBA will even exist next year. Not lower ratings, not attendance issues. She meant the entire league's future. Cunningham has been with the Indiana Fever since her trade last January, so she's seen the injuries, the drama, the near-finals run, and everything happening behind the scenes. When she talks, people pay attention. At first, she gave a normal answer about what the Fever need for a finals push, mainly staying healthy. But then came the bombshell. She said, there's a lot of uncertainty with the CBA, with the money, if we're even going to have a league next year. A current WNBA player publicly admitting the league might not exist in 2026? That's a huge red flag for everyone involved.
But then it got injured, and so my mindset truly is to get healthy, and this off season is going to be probably one of my best ones. I'm just so excited. I'm so motivated. I had a hell of a time when I was out on the court playing with these girls, and so I really don't know truly what the future holds. I don't know if I'm going to be back here, but I do know that my time here so far.
Sophie added that even though Fever players are staying in touch, there's nothing meaningful they can do until the new CBA is finalized. And that's the case across the entire WNBA. Nobody can plan. Nobody can negotiate. Teams can't make moves. Players can't sign contracts. The whole league is basically on pause because CBA talks have stalled. She revealed the last negotiation meeting happened 2 weeks ago, and there hasn't been another since. That usually means nothing major is progressing. Executives claim they're in daily discussions, but Sophie said there hasn't been real movement. The only good news she could offer was that at least both sides are still communicating. But communication without progress doesn't mean anything. Sophie explained that players only get called into meetings when something major is happening. The fact that they haven't had one in 2 weeks says it all. Nothing is moving, and time is running out for a season that might not even happen. The interview also brought up salary proposals, including a possible supermax of $850,000. On paper, that sounds huge. But Sophie didn't just celebrate the number. She questioned the long-term structure. If the league keeps growing, will salaries rise with it? Or will players be stuck at whatever number gets locked in during this negotiation? She raised a smart point. If the WNBA locks in a max salary now and the league blows up in popularity later, players could be stuck earning far less than their actual value. That's why the Players Association is pushing for revenue sharing. They want pay tied to the league's growth, not a fixed number that looks good today but becomes outdated fast. Sophie said the ideal solution would be renegotiating the CBA every 3 years so salaries and terms can adjust as the league evolves. With the WNBA gaining more attention than ever, that flexibility makes sense. But it's also one of the major issues holding up a deal. The interviewer then brought up Project B, the new 3-on-3 league that's been generating a lot of buzz. Sophie said she only knows about Project B from social media, and she doesn't fully trust what she sees. But then she made the biggest point of all. If people are going to pay you multi-million-dollar deals, why would you not? And she's right. Unrivaled and Project B are offering huge money, way more than the WNBA pays. So if players aren't even sure the WNBA will exist next year, taking guaranteed millions somewhere else becomes an easy choice. Logical for players, but dangerous for the league. The harsh truth is simple. If the 2026 season doesn't happen, the WNBA is likely done. Not paused, finished. All the momentum, new fans, and media attention the league finally earned would disappear instantly if there's no season. You can't cancel a season and expect everything to go back to normal. Sports don't work like that, and fans definitely don't. The problems causing this possible cancellation won't magically fix themselves either. The financial issues stay. The disagreements between players and owners stay. And a canceled season only makes things worse, because you lose a full year of revenue, fan interest, and growth. The money gets tighter, the comeback gets harder. Sophie's right. Nothing can move until the CBA is settled. But that's exactly why this situation is so frustrating. The entire future of the league is frozen while negotiations drag on with no progress. Meanwhile, alternative leagues are offering players deals that make WNBA money look tiny. From a logical standpoint, stopping momentum by canceling a season is the worst decision possible. The WNBA just had one of its most watched seasons ever. Interest was rising. New fans were tuning in. And now, everything is at risk. Canceling the season would throw all of that away. It's self-sabotage at the highest level. But logic often loses to money and ego in negotiations. The only real winners from a canceled WNBA season would be owners and investors in Unrivaled and Project B. If the WNBA disappears, these leagues become the only game in town, able to recruit top players without competition and position themselves as saviors. It's a cynical view, but not entirely wrong. To make things messy, the WNBA Players Association has made some questionable decisions recently, raising doubts about whether they're acting in the best interest of all players. Remember the investigation into crowd behavior sparked by a Twitter rumor? The PA jumped in immediately, calling fans racist based on social media speculation, something that may not have even happened. Where was that energy when it came to protecting players from real, documented issues? The PA's track record, especially how they've handled situations involving popular players versus others, raises questions about whether they truly represent everyone equally. Now, with CBA negotiations stalled and the league's future uncertain, it's hard not to wonder if some within the PA might see the WNBA disappearing as serving their own interests. If the WNBA disappears and leagues like Unrivaled and Project B take over, only the top 40% of players might earn more, while the other 60% could lose their jobs. These leagues don't employ 200 players. They pick only the best talent. A few stars might benefit, but most players are left out. This uncertainty hurts everyone. Players can't plan, teams can't build rosters, fans are hesitant, and sponsors and media partners grow nervous. Every day, without a CBA resolution, makes the problem worse. The 30-day negotiation window won't solve it. Players want revenue sharing tied to league growth, but owners fear overcommitting if finances falter. Fixed salaries risk leaving players underpaid if the league booms. Both sides have valid points, but arguing won't matter if the league disappears. At some point, pragmatism must outweigh principle. Someone has to accept a deal that's good enough, because the alternative, a canceled season or a vanished league, is worse for everyone except competing leagues. Sophie Cunningham saying she's unsure if the WNBA will exist next year is a wake-up call. Players risk their livelihoods. Owners risk their investments. Fans risk losing the league they love. This isn't speculation or clickbait. It's a veteran player speaking from experience. If negotiations stall and compromise isn't reached, Sophie's doubt could become reality. The WNBA has survived financial struggles, low attendance, and media neglect, but this feels different. This is an existential crisis. Top players now have real alternatives, and the momentum the league built could vanish overnight. Sophie Cunningham just exposed what's happening behind the scenes. The big question, will anyone with the power to fix it actually listen? The WNBA's future is genuinely uncertain, and that should worry every fan of women's basketball. But if this opened your eyes, like, subscribe, and share your thoughts below.